Today I want to look at a program called Microsoft Excel. So just a little bit about Excel. It does lots of cool things. You can use it to track your finances, how much money you're taking in each month, how much money is going out, what you're paying for certain bills. You could also use it, lots of companies use it to track data. And really, if you know something about Excel, it can make you pretty employable. So if you would, open just a blank Excel document. And we're going to use Excel to calculate the midpoint and distance. So given two coordinates, can I calculate the midpoint and find the distance between the 2 points? So here's how you do it on Excel. If you click in any box, these are called cells. And if I click in cell B2, notice the name B2 comes up. So let's just go to B2. And on yours, just type along with me. We're going to type inputs. Then we're going to have an X and a Y. Then off to the left, just in column B, we'll have our coordinate 1 and coordinate 2. And let's go to the top and just drag over so I can see these full words, coordinate 1 and coordinate 2. I'm going to highlight X and Y and then go to your center button. So, this is a skill companies like. If I can make spreadsheets and things look really pretty, you can get lots of people that think you're pretty smart if you can make an Excel document look nice and calculate different things. So let's draw a box around this. We'll go to line styles. And let's just choose a thicker line. And now you have this pencil tool. Just drag across these 12 cells. And now this pencil feature is on. It'll keep drawing boxes. So let's just go back up to the text tool, the A, and click on it. So now I'm out of that box drawing feature. Let's click on these 9 cells and also draw a border around them. So if I go back up to my borders, we're going to do all borders. Okay, so already this is looking nice. I'm going to also highlight, if I were giving this to someone, so if this was at work and I wanted someone to know exactly where they want the inputs, here are going to be my inputs. So this box would be coordinate 1. Let's highlight those 2 cells and make them a certain color. So I'm just going to make them light blue so you can still see them. And then the second one, let's make those a different color. So I'll just make them, light green. And what I'm going to input here are my coordinates. So let's say I want to find the midpoint of the coordinates 6, 10, and let's just go 8, 0. So I can input these coordinates. So the first one is 6, 10, 8, 0. And I want Excel to actually calculate the midpoint, so the point between these 2 points, and the distance between the 2 points. So let's go over here and make an outputs table. So in my outputs, I want the midpoint. Not mind point, midpoint. There we go. The X value of the midpoint and the midpoint, the Y value. We'll just do those in 2 separate cells. We'll keep it simple today. And then I also want to calculate the distance between the 2 coordinates. Let's go ahead and draw a box around these again. So go back to line style and draw a box around these 9. Let's do our grid again too. So back up to, I'll click on the A to get out of that pencil tool. And all borders, let's go, highlight the 6 cells first, then go to all borders. There we go. So now the table looks pretty nice. I'm also going to highlight, just so if someone else was using this, they would know this is where the midpoint value is coming out. So highlight those 2 cells, make them a certain color, whatever color you want. And just make distance a different color. So again, whatever color you want, go ahead and highlight, just so the reader or whoever was using this Excel spreadsheet would know these are kind of giving me different values. So now, okay, what's the cool part of Excel? Well, here it is. If I want to find the midpoint, if I want the X coordinate on the midpoint, I can actually type in a formula. So click on your midpoint X box when mine is E9 here. And when I click on that, go up here, I can type in the formula. So I'm going to do equals. So I want this box to equal, parentheses. I'm going to take this number. So, and I don't want to type in the number 6 because I want to be able to change my inputs. So just click on your x coordinate 1 box, which in my case is C4, plus the other cell that your x coordinate is in. And then divide is the backslash. I want to divide that by 2. So here's my midpoint formula. Add the x's, divide by 2. You're averaging the x's. And what is the midpoint? If I'm looking between 6 and 8, the x value, the number right in between 6 and 8, should be, hit enter, should be 7. There it is. Now notice, I'm just going to delete these points down here. Notice that if I change the inputs, so maybe this is 20 now and this is 16. Well, what number is between 20 and 16? That would be 18. So if I change my inputs, my outputs automatically change. I'm just going to go ahead and delete my coordinates. Okay, so my formula is still in there. If I input a coordinate, the x value of the midpoint should spit out. So now what I want you to do is go here, and I want you to enter a formula to find the y value of the midpoint. And I also want you to enter an equation, a formula, to find the distance between the two coordinates. So if you want, go ahead, leave some coordinates inputted here so you can check your answer. But when you send me your spreadsheet, I'm going to enter kind of my own coordinates and see if your formulas actually work, if it's spitting out the correct midpoint and the correct distance formula. So good luck to you. The first cell's done for you. The next two, you'll have to input formulas. And for this last one, you might need to do a Google search, figure out how to do things like the square root and the square. But I know you can do it. So good luck.